Yeah. You love it when I say I'm on the way. I give it to you straight, it's hard to wait. Tonight I'm about to take it all away. I'ma make it feel some type of way. And when it all fall down, you know you rockin' with the top dog now.
Get you some of that, Virg.
Yeah, yeah. You know you rockin' with a big boy. For my little baby go crazy, I keep a clip full. Say if I got it, you got it, I keep a fistful. Yeah, it ain't no problem, girl, I got big pool. The real MVP, I
got more your beat to that,
right? That nigga ain't missed. That nigga ain't missing in a minute.
Blast, hey, that nigga is. Yeah, he's from LA. I can use information, man. Blast don't fucking miss, bro.
At all, right?
That nigga's 1,000 for 1,000.
Yeah, that shit him and Bino did was fire. Whole shit fire.
The nigga's really like, he's batting 1,000 right now. Shout out Blast. That nigga absolutely batting 1,000. Titties, big ass titties.
Good, everybody. Another episode of your
welcome
favorite podcast.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, how y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
How y'all
church
week been?
say amen.
Yeah.
You had a good week?
Actually,
yeah. This week flew the fuck by. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it was kind of swift. I did have a good week. I've been getting back into like my little audiobook swing. So I done knocked out like
shit.
Feel good about myself. I done knocked out like 2. So yeah, like that.
Yeah, Virg just sparked me to get. Virg texted me this week and asked me about getting some books. I'm so proud of his
the growth of Virg is a real fucking thing.
It really is, yo.
Virg has come in here since the past, like the episode we talked about love languages when my Shriner was here. And shout out to the gang, by the way. Bro came in, I think the next week and like did the test. Then the second week came in, did the test again, so he could like have all his shit like lined up. So he know the most love language, but his like secondary shit. Yeah. And then he came in saying he'd read, which I'm assuming like between that he had to ask you about the book. Then came in and talked to me about reading, motherfucker. Virg is, y'all don't understand, bro. Virg's gonna leave from this motherfucker. I feel very Jedi-ish, very Padawan.
I feel like
Virg is really out.
You know, they always say you're not a great executive until you create another star. Like you can make yourself a star, but until you create another star, you're not a good executive. Or like, that's why people usually be like they don't like signing with other artists.
Yeah,
like I feel comfortable with the star that we are making.
This is a good thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely myself.
Yeah, I'm very proud. And this is coming from a motherfucker who's known him his whole life.
Very impressed with Virg.
When I look up to somebody, I really try to soak up all the game I can get. I'm not one of the people to be like, all right, I just know everything already. Like, fuck it. Like, nah, I need to know more. I want to know more. I need to know more.
That's a good trait. That's the best trait, honestly.
Yeah. And I guess that's a compliment to us in a way that he feels like it's more to get from hanging with us, because like pretty much any time we're with this motherfucker and we see him at least once a week, it's always an informative conversation. It's always something he's wanting to know. He's reporting back something. I didn't think I had that much shit to say trying to figure out.
Talking to Virg, I know some shit. Fuck
yeah, like
and Virg will fuck around and ask you a question, and I'd be like, I don't even know if I do know that. Wow, all right, yeah, fuck yeah, Virg, we talk about it.
Like, and like the essay answer, not even the multiple choice. The essay answer, so you really know it. Like, because really, not to cut you off, I'm sorry. My pops used to always tell me, you don't know something till you can teach it to another motherfucker.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So a compliment to what you're saying.
Yeah, bro, we be here like even before we went on air right now, it was this whole big ass conversation.
Yeah.
And it just run like that. Like as soon as Virg get in here, he'll say some shit that turned into a conversation. Like, God damn, nigga, like on a weekly basis, it's always like literally Virg be like, oh, we probably should have saved that. I'm like, well, fuck it, nigga.
We always, I don't know. I've always been a firm believer that like the youth always leads the movement, and without a doubt, I feel like Virg inserted a new energy to the team, and it's like the show and everything, and it's just kind of like it's led by the youth. Like you understand the input that the youth have, and when you really sit and listen to young motherfuckers and hear them talk, it's almost fun for you to be able to pass if you're doing it the right way. Like you got a lot of times niggas just stop being the grumpy old motherfuckers to people. Like sit down and talk to these little young motherfuckers and just be like, hey,
I think they do. It's
what you doing?
How they come off is not.
And that's what I'm saying. Stop being the grumpy old motherfucker.
They be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Back in my day.
Yeah. See, y'all, that's the problem with you young niggas.
It's like,
it's very,
I don't have a problem with none of what.
Teach me then.
Yeah, I don't have no problem with none of the young niggas is doing, because I was a young nigga at once. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything he's doing, that's why I say, like, he is me. So I can't be mad at the shit he's doing because it's not real fuck-ups. It's just his maturation process.
Yeah, like, even sometimes I know there's a lot of, there was some clip that came up, and it'd be a lot of, like, hip-hop dudes who say that.
Yeah.
And then, like, it was, like, I want to say it was, like, it was Jadakiss, and he was talking about, like, the youth doesn't respect the old. But I kind of liken it back to what we used to say even back when we was in school. If you brought me in, it's your job to kind of teach me how this works. If y'all niggas just bringing niggas in and just letting them go off, well then fuck you then, old nigga. Like if you you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be an old head, you kind of use your OG status.
And also understand
and not
something.
for them to kiss your ass, like teach. If
and
you teach the lessons.
That's the point I was about to say. Don't take on a certain responsibility if you ain't really got the time for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that you got to understand that some of this shit you got to say to these young niggas once, twice, 3 times, and you have to figure out how to say it different each time.
Yeah.
So for me, that's my whole thing with Virg. Like I never try to hit the nigga upside the head because I go into everything I tell him, teach him, inform him with that I'm gonna have to tell him 3 times already.
Mm-hmm.
And if he get it on the first time, great. If you don't, then we go to the second, then we go to the third. You know what I'm saying? But like, you have to approach any learning like. Stop the expectation that people learn this shit one time because it didn't teach you one time to learn. You didn't need one time to learn shit in your life.
You always thought that was like
very few lessons that you had one time. You niggas always be like, it only took me one time and I had to learn. No, it didn't. It took you. It only cost you something one time. You lost one time and it cost you something.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand something. Like, let's just say you stealing something. You steal something from the corner store. You got away with it, but now you can't go back to that store. So yeah, that didn't cost you nothing, but you did lose, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, but what happens is you don't look at it as a loss until you get arrested for it.
Time out. Like, y'all sure I shouldn't hit her off?
Into the mic.
Y'all, you sure? Like, are you?
I don't give a fuck how she look.
Like, nah.
I mean, if it's what we were talking about earlier, leave that alone. But if it's, cause like I'm just saying, like you gotta really get into like the quality of the person, cause it's a billion bad, like you'll never run out of bad, like great looking women.
Yeah, you're right.
Like unless a nuclear holocaust hit tomorrow, like that's not, like if it's a bad bet,
all money ain't good money.
It's a bad. If it's a bad bet, it's a bad bet.
All money ain't good money.
Would you?
All money ain't good money.
But like you looking at it, would you?
What do we?
All money ain't good money.
Would you like?
Send it, give it to him.
Like an 8 or a 9?
She's a 7.
Nigga, this is like
She's a 7.
you can find this anywhere in the city, bro.
She's a 7.
Nah.
She's a 7.
7.
She's a 7.
All right, so I shouldn't even. Shit.
It just.
It's a 7.
It's you know what it is.
It's a 7.
It's the white. You right.
Okay, I'm just glad we getting it. It's solely because
for context.
You really
Virg met a young Caucasian lady on the way to the station today.
And Virg was
they
like
was in
blue
the car
eyes
in traffic. Yeah, he was like, she got blue eyes and she a white woman.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, bro, you just you on some fetish shit right now. You just fetishizing like white women right now. It's like I'm like, it's nothing special about this woman at all. He shows us the Instagram, and the only thing she is a chubby white woman. She's just chubby.
Is she chubby?
Yeah, she chubby.
Think so?
Man, that bitch got baby weight. She like 20 and she just ain't been to the gym yet. She just lucky enough that like she just got fat in the right places. Nigga, scroll to the bottom of that page and go back to her prom picture a couple summers ago, and I guarantee this bitch is skinny as shit. Scroll to her earliest page, and I guarantee she looked different than that last one.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
She getting fat, nigga. That's her freshman 15. She just got lucky and it went to the right place.
Yeah, I would say for what you're going into it for, you probably should.
Yeah.
If you were just like, oh yeah, this is cool, like it's a chick I work with, this is Karen, and like I might be like, all right, but like you just.
Virg's looking for a trophy, but
yeah,
he gonna fuck around and accidentally start taking this trophy he gonna act like he gonna start treating it like a Super Bowl trophy.
Yep.
Like, you know how niggas be in the club with the trophy from the Super Bowl and they drinking out the Stanley Cup and all that.
Doing it big in that cup. Nah, I ain't gonna.
Yeah, that's what you gonna want to do with your trophy, and then niggas is gonna be
tired
like,
of it in a week.
nigga, nah, but he gonna be taking that trophy around thinking it's the Super Bowl. Niggas gonna be like, why he got that fucking rec league championship?
Nah, you got right.
Why he got that rec league championship trophy?
Walking around with this sexy ass intramural.
Yeah, right. Niggas, who's this co-ed league trophy you got?
You know what I'm saying? I just you know. I like them a little healthy, not big.
I ain't saying that.
Big.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
healthy.
that. I ain't saying nothing wrong with that at all. Me too. I'm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what a nigga got to understand is you got to understand just what's the quality of the body. And I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But I think just for the taste I know you have, that's not nothing that you need to be having all the excitement that you got right now.
You just ran in too fast. Like, I got me a white one. If you just said, oh my God, I got this nice little thick thing, I'd have been like, okay, that's Virg. Like, he just like.
Not even that. You just walk in like, I just put this shorty in traffic. Like, let me check out. You ain't check out the gram or nothing. You had just
I
happened.
haven't. She sent to me like 30 minutes ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you ain't even have it when this conversation started. When the nigga was in here having a conversation about the chick, he ain't even have it. So you ain't even know what she looked like. You seen this bitch from the shoulders up in the car and walked in here like she was the second coming. Nigga said,
nigga could have been a whole paraplegic in the car, just rolled out.
Didn't know the bitch in the wheel. Didn't know she ain't had no legs.
I'm trying to, like.
Fucking around the bitch had pictures.
Virg could have came in here and been like, oh, look at this pretty amputee. Like,
right?
No arms, no nothing in this motherfucker. Just.
Oh,
bitch ain't got no legs. I'd have looked at Virg like, this bitch ain't got no legs. How y'all gonna kick it? This bitch ain't got no feet. How you gonna kick it with this bitch?
Hey.
Bitch ain't got no feet.
Figure ass up. Yeah, come on. I got you, girl. Get on my back.
Okay, so look, hey, story time. Look, he gonna put this bitch in a baby Bjorn. That's some wild shit. That's gonna be the sex swing.
I love being black. I do love being black.
Hey, look, the nigga. Hey, all right, so you know the homie Sway that I be telling you about with the the homie Sway that I be telling you about that he's taking to the Big Girls Club.
Nigga, the Pollo Pimp.
Yeah.
Pollo Pimp, Sway the Pollo Pimp. So look, Virg hasn't met him. He's been on the show before when it was just me and TJ. You just haven't met him yet. This nigga used to fuck with a chick in a wheelchair.
Was she big?
She was chubby, but she wasn't in a wheelchair like that. She had gotten into an accident or some shit like that.
She was paralyzed.
Yeah, she was paralyzed. She was chubby, like she wasn't big. She was chubby, but for him, it was just like it was just a wild situation. But the bro, she was really paralyzed, and he used to really be like
pushing around and shit.
Yeah, like that was his chick. Like he fucked with her. Like you know how you will fuck with anybody you fuck with. Like they wasn't married or nothing. Like he wasn't like. But they was dating. So when they was out on a date or he was out with her, nigga, yeah, he putting her in the car with the shit.
Was he with her before she got paralyzed?
I think I don't know. I don't think so.
See, then I can understand that.
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh nah, dude, this motherfucker just wow.
Yeah.
She must have looked good in the face.
I don't know. I don't remember shit.
Nah, you never seen her face either?
Nah, TJ wasn't around like that at the
my
time.
Push him out.
So yeah, he used to be telling me, boy. Like he used to say
like
some wild stories. He used to be like, he's like, yo, the nigga used to. Nigga hit me up one time like, yo, I made the chick in the wheelchair squirt. I was like, what?
How? Like, did she
what
feel
the
it?
fuck? How did she? Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, was her organs still was?
Yeah, it still worked.
I mean, that's
you know, yeah, she still worked and everything.
I mean, yeah, I be wondering like
she
how
was just
much
waist
of the
down,
nerve
fucked
is-
up, like, but she still.
Can get mobile with it. Can still get
Nigga
nasty.
said get mobile with
Yeah,
it.
nigga, nigga say
come
she'll
over
put
here,
that
nigga.
motherfucker.
I'm about to roll your shit over real quick. Nah, I couldn't. I mean, if I got with her,
It's the
before
wildest
that
shit.
happened, I would be with her.
Dog,
forever,
this shit
but,
was
like,
crazy, bro.
If I met a paralyzed girl, she was like, "I like you." I'd be like, "No."
So,
I
nigga,
can't
When we met, I'm like, when he met her and told him, so we was like, all right, bro, like, what's up? He was like, nah, she just cool, man. You know, we just met. She cool.
So like, if a chick bad,
But
like,
she was just really cool though. Like,
if a
she
chick
really
bad,
was.
if she like Rihanna bad and she got that wagon and she roll up on you,
bro,
and
all
say,
right,
no?
fuck that. Hold on. Fuck. What about the one arm chick that's on Instagram?
I'm feel bad because I'm
one-arm
fucking
chick
her
on
up.
Instagram?
What's the light skinned girl that got one? I don't know who she is. She always pop up on my Explorer page eventually, like as a
The homie had
one
one
arm. Pretty as
Loving
shit,
that
nigga.
shit.
Look, let me tell you something, nigga.
How like where is the one arm? Is it like
It's
shoulder
like,
arm?
Shoulder,
or-
like she
wow.
got.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I'm saying? If she got a short sleeve shirt on, you can't see the nub, but you can see she got a shoulder.
Yeah, the homie had a girl like that. He was in love.
But she's really pretty though, like a really pretty young lady.
It
And
might be
so
the
it's
same
like,
goddamn girl, really.
I don't know, it may be, but all I'm telling you is like, it be shit like that you be conflicted with sometimes. Look, let me tell y'all something. These so y'all be dating these bitches with these ass shots and these
I
deformities.
mean, that's a good point. Like,
I like them all.
These bitches be looking like ants from A Bug's Life. Y'all remember the ants from?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, if you-
Nah, I'm talking about any of them. Like, y'all, like that's a deformity.
That's nasty.
So
I
you
don't
can't-
do
you
that.
can't-
no, it's weird. I saw a chick like that the other day in the gym, and it was just weirder because she had on gym clothes, and it just was so. And I'm like,
So fat.
I be trying to be like not fucked up.
Look
but,
like the
when
letter P.
Yeah, when I looked at her, I was like, how do you like you see yourself? It was like it was dumb skinny leg. It didn't make no fucking sense to me. It was
Booty
shit.
just full of additives and
And
preservatives.
That's why she working out so she can get that.
I feel like you do that. I mean, you should. Do
See,
that
it should be a
I don't know how it
progressive
works.
thing. Like, see, they just be going to get the whole ass and then decide to work
You
out.
got to Summer Walker that shit.
I mean, you could.
Like Summer Walker shit is just real. Like for her body.
Oh,
She didn't go wild.
That's fake.
That's
Yeah,
what
she said.
Yeah, that's what she said.
But is it fat or is it like plastic?
It's like it's got a little.
Because
It's
you know, girls. Some girls get the fat out their body and put it in their ass.
I don't really know,
Plastic.
but I feel like I don't really know how the procedure works 100%. But I feel like if the fat is what'll keep you in still a more natural looking zone, then you should maybe fat it. Because then it just like fat it. If that
she did fat.
Yeah, like in my mind, I feel like if fat makes it so you don't go outside your range. Like if you can plastic it, that's how you get the dummy goofy asses.
I think
I don't know.
bitches should just like eat and go to the gym.
I mean, you probably should do that too. But if you're gonna do the fat,
No, that's not true. That is not true.
I mean, when you take off your clothes, yeah.
That's not true. I done seen girls work their way into like having a butt. I done seen some girls.
Is it that weird little workout butt? I mean, I guess that comes down to preference.
Nigga, you live in the gym. What are you talking about? A weird workout butt?
I've seen the weird workout butts. Like they're not
What's
like
up?
they'll be in shape, but genetically they just not built to have that. So it'll be like
I need a jiggle.
it'll be like a muscle. Like you could tell like
Yeah.
they've built the muscles in their ass,
Got
so their
dimples.
ass
You got
muscles are
dimples on the
big.
side.
But it's not like she
I
got
know,
ass.
yeah.
Like she don't got dumpers. It's just like she's worked the muscles, her gluteus muscles. It still looks weird. It's like flat
what?
but strong.
But
I need to see some fat.
see, y'all want the ass to clap.
Yeah, I like what I like.
No, you don't even got to clap. I just need your shit. You know what I'm saying? A little.
I'm very
white
Andre
hair,
3000, man.
black
Like I take a big ass,
I
you
like
know,
my
some small
girls-
proportion to her body. Like I
like my
remember
girls
that
to be
line. I'll take
perfect.
that.
I like
Like,
my girls perfect. I don't like them perfect. I'm not perfect. Don't be perfect. Don't not for me.
No, yeah, no.
Fuck that.
I don't know what a perfect woman is, but
Yeah,
I get you.
but
I get what you're
that's
saying.
I think I get where he's going with that. But yeah.
No,
You
I
gotta say
don't,
you
'cause
that's all
it's-
right with me,
it's-
baby.
I would assume. I'm trying to assume. Like you ever see like the really? Oh, you ever see like?
That's all right with me.
I guess how I took it. Like you ever see like I don't know. You see like the. Do they even still make like King Magazine and those shits like that where they're like super airbrushed and you're like that bitch body almost looks cartoonishly good like that as opposed to a really bad chick you might see in the store. Like I think I was just taking it like he'll take the bad chick in the store before he takes this weird like perfect model Jessica Rabbit looking chick that doesn't look natural. Like and aesthetically it's supposed to be big titties, tiny waist, giant ass, but you see it in real life you're like you look weird. Like it's supposed to be super. Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
I think
that's
what
when
he's
it.
saying.
I just think that's when it goes to the extreme.
Yeah.
Like I just think it's when you go
A
to the
nigga like
extreme.
saggy titties, right? Yeah, like I like a little sag to my shit.
Yeah.
Like my girl ass to look crazy, but not like weird. Like you know, you can have a little something. I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna fuck
Bird
with
said,
you.
put some gravity on them motherfuckers, all right?
Put some stank on it.
Yeah.
Put your weight on it.
Yeah, you come with a six pack and all that. I ain't even want to see your nasty ass. I don't want nothing to do. No.
You don't like flat stomachs?
That's the
Flat,
trip.
I want
I
six
don't
packs.
think we've offended the fitness community, and Virg has done it. I like it. Nigga said, put your goddamn abs away. You.
I ain't
No, I mean, yeah, I understand that. Like, I understand. See, I don't know. I'm.
He's disgusting.
rub on your. It's gonna be bumpy and shit. I had a six pack. This shit gonna be
All them
bumpy.
lumps in your stomach, bitch. Nobody want a bitch with all them lumps in her stomach.
Think you sexy?
Virg is retarded. Bitch got all these lumps in her stomach. Bitch, you got cancer.
I like Virg's like scenario where he's already got her naked and then just decides like,
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Fuck
you think
with
so?
shit.
You thought this was it?
Now I'm about to go fuck with the factory.
Yeah,
Bitch, what you
Now
a
I'm
wrestler,
a big
bitch?
girl.
What you in the
yeah.
WWE hoe? Where you get all these muscles from?
Don't look down here. Don't look at what did you look at. You saw how you look. You knew how you looked before you got to me. I can't believe
I hate
you.
when they get on Instagram and show like they have the leggings on. They show like they V.
Bitch, why do you look like The Rock?
Like you got a dick down there or something? Like the fuck are you showing your V cup for?
Yikes.
Man,
Why are muscles exclusive to men?
I mean,
Virg is the type of nigga like men are the only people supposed to have
because
muscles.
I don't even want to. I personally don't want to be muscular at all. Like I like where I'm at. I do. Like, but a girl with muscle is like it's almost like creepy. It's like it's not
Word.
creepy. If it's natural, it's different. But if you really trying to pump it out and be big and flex and have your back is crazy.
So you would take a chick who's like in shape, but you don't want like a fitness fucking
Yeah, like
workout.
I want you. Yeah, because I know you're gonna start taking steroids. 'Cause you got
I know you gonna take steroids.
I know you gonna want to. Yeah, I know you gonna fuck with a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
That nigga said you not
That
finna
was
be.
such a
That
big
nigga
leap.
Virg said you not
I
finna be
know,
around the house
I
bench
know.
pressing me and shit,
I
bitch. Like,
know.
Needles all over the apartment, bitch. It's just
Yeah.
too. I can't deal with
Get to
it.
that point where like, yeah, I'm gonna be like cut and look in the mirror. And I'm like, I can get a little bigger than this. How?
Then she gonna want to beat on you and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
And her clit gonna be big as hell. You know the clit get big. You see that shit, right? That shit turns into a penis. Like,
That nigga see you that. You know the click get big, right?
why did Virg turn into an old ass black man?
You know the
you
know the click get big.
They get to lift weights, now the click get to sagging.
that shit. I'm scared.
Cause you know it's a muscle. It's a muscle.
It's a muscle.
Too many of them squats, the click get to looking like a bicep.
Nah, you get in there, you do the goddamn little leg thing where they squeeze it together. It's like you click get big.
Bitch, like she got an apple in a bathing suit.
Yeah, put a helmet on, look like Vader. I don't want that shit.
But some people like it. Some people do. I just prefer not to even get close to it. Like,
oh shit!
I read, hey, come as you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? This fucked up. Nah, I can't.
Oh
shit! I'm not.
Oh shit!
It's regular.
I know people think we like joking. That nigga Virg is
It's
dead serious. He
serious.
is
And
not.
that is what's
That
making
nigga
this
not fucking with this.
funny.
Like,
Virg don't
Yo.
give a single fuck.
I can see
He
Virg.
means every word
It's
he's
women-
saying.
but y'all
people.
women need a Virg. Like people, like you see a lot of this shit like on the internet. All these waist trainers and shit. Women try,
Take that off.
and you know, like you see a nigga like Virg.
Stop training your
Hang
waist.
on.
Yeah.
I can see Virg in the house. Like she, like I'm getting fit. Bitch, is that an ab?
Yeah.
I got to go. I don't think you respect this relationship. I
Hey,
thought we
hey.
was better than this. Wow, you gonna sit up here and get abs
I
on me
heard that
after
shit
all
put
we've been
your,
through?
Like, put your organs together too. So like, you want to be clumped up inside? Go for it.
I
Honey.
think-
Yeah. Fuck
I don't know.
up.
Yeah, I feel like it does. Some
Go
of them
ahead.
shits have to have like corset
Shit your heart
type.
out.
Like,
Shit
I don't
your
know.
heart out.
Yeah. Whoa. Well.
You ever see that video with that girl act like
Go for it, my nigga.
what she say? Her niece passed out at the Red Lobster on Campbellton
Oh
Road.
yeah.
That's all I can think about when Virg say that.
What happened?
My niece done passed out up here at the Red Lobster on Campbellton Road.
She funny as fuck.
Bro, hilarious. I don't know her Instagram.
Her name is. I want to say her name is something like Crystal. It's like this skinny chick, but she'll do this
She do
impression
this
of
old
this
lady, bro. Who's
Dog,
like
her
an
shit
old
You
church.
at the
funny.
gas station a lot.
She just do them shits in random places
Like kind
sometimes.
of like a crackhead.
No,
I don't know if I'm gonna call her.
She a
I think
crackhead.
she's just slim.
Virg, what
I
sphere
think- I
of
think-
Instagram do you
I
live
think
in?
that's her
I don't know,
natural.
people putting up crazy shit on their Instagram all day. It's hard for me to just like.
But she's
all
a
day.
crackhead running her own. And I mean, like I figure it'll probably go off if somebody has.
I don't know,
It
man.
did go off.
If you a crackhead with
Eastside crackhead. Remember the nigga that was rapping? Eastside crackhead was a rapper.
Bro, that was Batman.
Eastside crackhead, yeah. Look him up. Google. Yeah, for y'all out there listening, YouTube Eastside crackhead.
Eastside crackhead. I ain't never heard no
Yeah.
crazy shit like that in my life. You lived out here?
I don't know where the nigga live. I think he lived in New York. or
He
something.
said
it.
Eastside
It said like
crackhead.
you knew him personally. Like,
Yeah. You went to school with this nigga? What's his real name?
This
Like,
nigga, we gonna get this nigga famous. Wow, this nigga crazy. Wow, Eastside crackhead. I see why I didn't get no money. though.
damn,
How many views?
Eastside crackhead.
Million views.
He got a. It's like in the high like mid thousands, like 25. He got 25K on like a lot of this shit.
Oh, that's not bad.
He's still not Rackham Willie though, bro. Rackham Willie.
Rackham.
Bro,
Nah,
Rackham.
man, look, I throw my money on the floor. I forgot what's that nigga name.
Oh.
It said Slim Thug stole his music. Y'all ain't never see him?
Bro, sometimes I feel like
Man, fuck that.
sometimes I really feel like this viral shit
Fuck
hit
that.
later than it should. Cause it was shit back when like YouTube was like just a thing. Them it was just the barren wasteland of the internet, dog. It was
Because we didn't know what to do with that shit yet.
Nigga.
Like bum fights. When we first got cameras.
Bum
like,
fights.
When people first.
Bum fights was a fucking thing.
Bling bling put crack pipe
Oh
in
my
collar.
God,
I didn't know that was a thing.
dog.
That's only on the
Nigga,
game.
It was
Niggas used
terrible.
to have, it was a whole, like, you know, back in the, all right, so when
you
niggas
remember
first got
Unforgettable?
cameras, the only two things niggas did on camera was fight and fuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Girls Gone Wild,
Yes.
bum fights, Jerry Springer Uncut. Like that, the porno, like that was the only thing video cameras was used for at first was to record fucking and fighting.
That
And so
what was that motherfucker's
Motherfuckers so
name?
simple-minded.
we had Girls Gone Wild
Yes.
and bum fights. Bum fights was literally a whole like VHS collection of just bums. Niggas
Crazy.
went around with cameras and give bums like $5, give them $5 a piece and be like, who want to fight for the last 10?
Oh, they got that from Warriors, the movie.
Nigga, look,
Gang.
they would just meet these crack. Nigga, they had one crackhead named Bling Bling. He was a real
knocking
crackhead,
niggas
and he
out.
would be like, Bling Bling, keep crack pipe in collar. Like he
This-
was the funniest
What the
nigga.
fuck?
This shit used to fuss. Unforgivable shit used to fuck me. That shit. That's how fucking.
Nigga was like, what the one you the nigga was-
unforgivable.
You ever see that video where that black dude be like, I ain't from the front for you in front of these crackers, and he starts socking the dude like, you hit me, you hit me, you hit me.
Nah,
That was one of them. It was a
13
bum fight,
years.
and they was trying to get this one bum to fight another bum. But like he was like, I'm not finna fight you for these white people. Get the fuck out my face.
Shit, that's how Kimbo got big. That was our shit. Like just
Well, yeah,
niggas.
Kimbo was the nigga that was a
Yeah,
backyard
just niggas
fighter.
just beat niggas up
we
for
know
no.
He was, I knew that, but like the bum fight.
But that was from our era of just like
That was
filming.
the original
like
era
there
of
was
YouTube.
all these
Like-
motherfuckers got backgrounds and like ring lights.
Yeah.
Niggas was just like film it, and it's blood, and they're spitting and fucking put it
Niggas
on the
talking,
internet.
just grainiest videos. That's
It
when niggas
was-
had the. You remember you used to have the camera you put your hand through,
A real camcorder.
like a real camcorder, like the real shit that used to have them little tapes in it.
Yeah.
And then eventually niggas
Shit
got
was-
to SD cards where like them.
Yeah,
remember
bro.
them
It
shits
was
niggas daddies used to be at
fucking
graduations
barren
with,
wasteland.
like zooming in.
My dad had one.
Hey, there you go.
Yep.
Hey,
What a-
wave at your mama.
thank God
Hey,
it's over
them
with.
cameras,
Yup.
niggas
I
niggas
hate
had
them
them.
cameras.
All right, so that's when niggas was first. When YouTube first kind of popped up, niggas just was taking shit that they had from that and like posting it. Cause you ain't really know what the fuck YouTube was for. We didn't know this shit was going. This shit, niggas thought this shit was gonna be another Reddit or fucking Rotten.com.
shit blew up
Yeah, bro.
'cause Rap.
Like you don't even
everything.
remember Rotten.com.
Terrible.
Rotten.com is where you can go see the worst shit in the world.
It's like it was like what's that shit called?
Like
was-
Reddit is now. Like it was a thread.
Reddit, yeah,
There was
but-
one that was worse.
Remember Elephantitis first came out on there. The dude had the big ass nuts.
No, there was
God
not.
damn,
There was
that shit
that,
was
and they used to have this site
Yeah.
called.
I think that shit might have been a little bit more crazy than ours.
It was.
It was
some-
called
Oh my God.
Rotten.com.
Yeah, it was one of
Like,
they had a
literally
couple
like
of they
Rotten,
had
like
eFucked.
Rotten eggs.
They had Rotten.com and
And
eFucked.
eFucked.
And eFucked was literally dedicated to like a nigga went. I don't know if it was one dude, but it was whoever did it. It was a site literally dedicated to like porn bloopers and bullshit. Like they would take porn and then they would chop it down only to like the bloopers to where here's a fucking compilation of money shots going wrong, going over the camera.
hitting the cameraman in the face and shit. Like cameraman getting nutted on, like weird shit. Like
And then they would put sound effects. Like you weren't going there. It was completely for comedic porn purposes.
Rotten.com was the birth of shit like Jackass and shit like that. Rotten.com, you can go see people commit suicide and all kind of crazy shit. So that's kind of the birth of shit.
It was,
Like,
no, it was a wild place. Like, 'cause it
yeah,
was like
it was
like-
really like all the uncensored shit, like shit that
It
like
was
news
snuff
cameras
shit.
from Russia.
Yeah.
So like back in the day, like we couldn't see news. Like when you have satellite, you could see all these 100,000 shows and internet shows and all that shit. So like news stations in Europe and certain places show different shit than what we can show in America. So they'll be certain people they'll be like, this guy's on top of the building, he's about to commit suicide, and we're reporting live. And if the nigga jump while the report's going, like Russia and them really record that shit till the nigga fall all the way to his death. Then go back to the lady and she'll be like, he's jumped. Like, bitch, we seen he jumped. But like Rotten.com is a place you can go and watch that type of shit.
I feel like we some pussies out here.
Nah, without a doubt we are. But
Oh yeah, no, bro. Like
we got
if you-
anti-bullying.
No, yeah,
we got
you-
anti-bullying.
Like yeah, think about that. Yo, no,
We
he's
gonna always be a bitch ass country because we got anti-bullying.
we have bro.
Period.
We got anti-bullying, and just speaking of Russia, we got anti-bullying, and there's multiple videos of multiple Russian girls that are like 9 beating the fuck out of trees with their bare hands. We don't want smoke with nobody,
Khabib,
We know he a bad motherfucker.
Dog.
that nigga used to wrestle bears. He's from the mountains of Russia.
I thought don't he still do it?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, nigga, he did it as a
Nobody wanna smoke with
9-year-old.
Yeah.
As a 9 years old in America, we still debating if we gonna let our kids play tackle football.
Yeah.
That nigga was 9 in Russia,
Yeah, dog.
living in the mountains. That nigga didn't have no electricity growing up, living in the mountains, wrestling bears at 9 years old, and we still out here trying to decide if we gonna let our kids get concussions or not.
Yeah, we got shit like we got pussy ass shit like CT. Like, if you ever watched like fucking we got stupid ass. Yeah, we do. We got stupid ass shit like CT. Like, do you watch the fucking or you see them big?
CTE ain't no pussy shit though. Just to speak on CTE.
Oh wait, this is a
That-
perfect segue.
Perfect segue.
Shardon was
actually.
telling me about that shit today, bro.
The
Like,
Aaron Hernandez documentary. Have you niggas watched that shit?
I've heard enough, and it is.
Hey, let me tell
It's
y'all
a
something.
lot.
Let me tell y'all something.
It's a lot.
Let me
How
tell
many
y'all something.
concussions he had first off? How many he had?
They don't know. But what she said was Aaron Hernandez died at 27 years old.
Fucking Kuechly, Kuechly?
Kuechly just retired this week.
because of that shit.
Aaron Hernandez died at 27 years old. She said his CTE was at least 10 years progressive, like 10 years progressed. So that means he developed his CTE by the time he was 16, 17 years old in high school. And from that time, it was fully developed by the time he was 17 and started his deterioration process for the next 10 years. So that means by the time he was a junior, senior in high school, he already had CTE. And from that point, it started to deteriorate his brain. And when people look, they was just like, it was mad shit that happened at that same time in his life. Like his dad died, and his dad was like his world. And so his pops died. His mom after his pops died, went on to date her niece's husband.
Okay.
Had an affair with her niece's husband, his cousin. So that made Aaron, who didn't, like, dad just died, your mom's is now dating your fucking cousin's husband. So he ran over to the cousin's house. Like, it was just like, yo, I'm going to be over here, and then me and you just going to kind of bond because we both over here hurting. My mom took your husband, and I ain't fucking with that shit. My dad died, and that's what this bitch did. So, they said that shit was, like, within, like, months of his father's passing.
That's wild.
So, then they say, so, like, at the cousin's house, of course, the cousin live in the hood, and he meet, like, some niggas over there that kind of become, like, his surrogate family, like, some street niggas and shit. But, like, petty thief type niggas, not real, like, gangster niggas, just, like, petty thief type. You know how we always talk about this difference between a criminal and a gangster?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just because you go to jail and shit don't mean you a gangster. Like, some niggas are just criminals.
You just selling drugs all day.
Yeah, that, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
You might be the pimp of the city. I don't know.
Not even a pimp. Like, you just sell, like you say, you might sell little drugs.
Moni said fucking and fighting the foundation of videos.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact, Moni. Look it up. Google it. It's a fact. That's what the internet is based off
That's
of.
like a great, like, documentary. I want you to get back to what you said. Just fucking and fighting the
That's
foundation.
it. The foundation. Good
Hey,
job,
that's
Moni.
gonna be a
You
good
10%
news.
off that one.
That's the first.
It's a good news documentary.
Documentary. Fucking and fighting.
Fucking and fighting. That's gonna be the first good
and
news.
fighting.
Just a dope ass production. But
Fucking and fighting. I like
yeah,
that.
the foundation of, like,
That should be a
millennial
fucking
internet is fucking and fighting.
That should be on a t-shirt.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then World Star just combined the two when they did, like, World Star Hip Hop Honeys and, like, World Star Fight
Man.
Comps. They just combined the two. That was the foundation of World Star, nigga. They put together ass clapping and fist.
I got you, Virg.
Fist, yeah, that's it. Yeah, get some hand claps for
Yeah,
that.
I got you, Virg. Don't worry about it.
So, but yeah, Aaron Hernandez. So he goes and I'm gonna let the hand claps finish. I don't want hand claps for Aaron Hernandez. I didn't want that. That was terrible.
That's a weird.
Yeah, so we like hand claps. They're going Aaron Hernandez, and it's just that's bad. So the nigga, he then goes and, like, he's living with the aunt and shit. So his dad went to UConn. It was like a star running back. Like, he lived the same life of his father. Him, his brother, his father, his big brother, and then him. They all went to the same high school, all started at the same high school. His dad went to UConn. His brother went to UConn because they lived in Bristol, Connecticut. Okay. So they went to Bristol Central and they all starred in football. And then his dad went to UConn, was a star running back. His brother went to UConn and was a quarterback. And so Aaron had committed to UConn at 14 years old. So he played all his high school years knowing he was going to UConn. After his dad dies, has the fallout with his mom, doesn't want to be nowhere near anybody in the family, takes a visit to Florida and goes, I'm going to go to Florida. Shocks everybody in UConn. He was player this year in UConn, already committed. Shocked the whole state.
Damn.
Shocked everybody in Connecticut. And so he goes to Florida. At Florida, he has an incident where he's at a bar. The guy tells him to pay a tab. Aaron says he's at a bar with Tim Tebow, ironically. He orders 2 drinks. The bar manager comes out, tells him to pay the tab. Aaron Hernandez is like, fuck out of here. So the bar manager's like, no, bro, like, you need to pay your tab. So Aaron Hernandez punches the dude in the ear, busts his eardrum.
Damn, this nigga knocking niggas out like that.
Yeah, freshman year of college. But by this time, Aaron was playing already. Like, Aaron played it as a true freshman and, like, was good. So people in Florida was... No, this is in he played for the Florida Gators in college.
I'm talking about, like, in...
Patriots.
Yeah.
So he busts a nigga eardrum. So the dude eventually dropped the charges because, of course, small college town, you don't want to be the guy who gets the star suspended and fucks up the, you know what I'm saying? And that was when, like, Florida was about to win a national championship. They won back-to-back national championships with them niggas. So
that was the Tebow run.
Yeah, that was the Tebow run. He was a part of it. He was essential.
Bro,
he was the Tebow jump pass was created by him. He brought that from his high school to Florida.
He'd have had to murder somebody on live television.
Yeah, like the nigga. He brought the jump pass that Tebow got famous for. That was his high school's play. And then his high school quarterback was his boyfriend. Like, apparently they had a relationship.
That's the part Chardon was telling me about. Like, he had like not to justify any of his actions, but the man had like wild amounts of trauma and baggage.
Oh my god,
yeah, his shit is.
And his high school quarterback was like, yeah, I was Aaron's first sexual experience, and he was like, when we look back at it, like, we was for sure in a relationship. Like, if you look back at the shit we was doing, he was like, played football together, hung out all day at school, go home from school, or he was like, Aaron would come to my house in the morning, we would smoke. And then he was like, we would go to school high, but like later on, he told the story first like that. Like, we smoke, go to school, go to football practice, we horsed around and played, we was together all day at school, all that shit. But like then later on, and he was like, yeah, I was Aaron's first sexual experience. So basically, like, he would come over in the morning, They would smoke and have morning sex, go to school, go to football practice, come back home, have sex.
Virg is always so surprised by like
Gay people. Yeah.
They did what?
No, I'm just like how
A man and a man
how you
in America?
How you explain it? It's like yo, you really do that with your homies. Like you really like meet up and smoke. Like if you go to school.
I mean, if you
this
fuck with your, I mean, you
To
fuck with your girl. Like,
yeah, I do that. I do that in the context of like your
yeah.
girl. Like I'm not saying that it's just the context of it. Like that day is not a day that's foreign to people. Like like you go to your girl house in the morning, she got the food made, you roll up some weed, y'all smoke, eat, fuck, watch the game, whatever, go shopping, grab something to eat while y'all out, hotbox the car, get back to the house, fuck. It's a day, like that's a day, right? To me, that's just a day, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm not looking at it as like that's a day for two niggas. That's just a day, bro. Like motherfuckers who fuck do that.
I know.
It's two homegirls that do that shit right now. Two bitches that got boyfriends at home spend a day together like that and fuck. It's just it happens, nigga.
It's fucking. I can't even talk.
Regardless of it, okay. So that was it. That was that in high school. So when he goes to college at Florida, that happens. But a lot of people were saying like he had to suppress his like being gay so much in college, like the shit. That's where the tattoos and shit. Because they said the nigga like in 3 weeks he got like blasted.
Damn.
He was dating a girl in college and she was like, me and Aaron had like an argument and we didn't talk for like a couple weeks and shit came back. This nigga was blasted, like body full of tattoos and shit was still bloody and all that. And she was like, what the fuck is going on? And he was like, when I get sad, this is what makes me feel better. But like, so, all right, whatever. So in college though, they tell a story about, damn, what happened? Oh, a shooting happened when they left a club. So they leaving the club. The first time they say like that is a hint of him doing a shooting, that it was a possibility of him, his first shooting was, and they didn't talk about this in a Netflix documentary, but I watched, it's another documentary I got on Hulu called Aaron Hernandez Uncovered that had been there for a while. So I watched that one. And that one they talked to Brandon Spikes. Brandon Spikes went to college at Florida with him and also then got drafted to the Patriots the same year as him. Okay. So him and Aaron, he's also the godfather to Aaron Hernandez's daughter. So everybody can look up Brandon Spikes. He played on them Super Bowl teams with him and everything. So Brandon Spikes was talking, and he was like, the first time that it's a possibility that Aaron did a shooting was when we was in college. And he said we was leaving a club, and somebody, it was like, you know, like a local drug dealer in the club, always with the college niggas and shit. Somebody, I don't know if it was somebody Aaron was with or if it was Aaron himself, tried to, I guess, snatch a dude's chain. Or they tried to, they tried to snatch his chain. And so they get into a little fight about that. So they said out the club when they leaving, they pull up on side of the dudes and just get off. And they say, so the guys, you know, fill out the police report. And they said, but when they filled out the police report, they said that the guy who shot us was either like Hawaiian or Hispanic. And so they was like with tattoos. So Aaron kind of fit the description. They picked him up. But of course, it's like, oh, Aaron Hernandez ain't do that. We'll pick him up because he fit the description. But nigga ain't do that shit.
Bro was with the rah-rah
So
shit.
that was the first time. So that happens. Then the nigga ends up like, he has other little shit, fails the drug test, gets drafted by the Patriots. Now this is where shit gets fucked up. Because he gets drafted to Boston. Boston is 2 hours from Connecticut where he's from. So now a nigga's kind of familiar with shit. He got the niggas that you know, he grew up with at his cousin's house and shit close to him. So the nigga start going out in Boston, bro. Goes out in Boston and he meets a nigga who's like a drug kingpin in Boston, basically. This black dude. So him and the black dude is out. A black dude named Alexander something. I forgot his like name, but I know his name is Alexander something. But the nigga, they start getting close. So the dude's a gun runner and a drug kingpin. So him and Aaron is out in Boston.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
In Boston. This is when he's drafted by the Patriots now. So he's living in Boston now.
The dirt of Boston.
Yeah, no, you know Boston's a fucked up place. Dorchester, the Dorchester area, like that shit, that's where the town comes from.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, what was
the
that
town
movie?
is based off
Boston,
Dorchester. Dorchester is a little ass, small ass town that they said had more bank robberies than any other place in America. This is the place. So if you go back and watch the town, if they're like, if you from Dorchester, that's what you do. You rob banks.
Yeah.
Like, so that's kind of like the way they put it in that movie. I don't know if that's true, but like Boston. Oh no, Paul Pierce got stabbed in Boston when he first got drafted. You know that, right?
No.
Paul Pierce got drafted and went from Inglewood to he went from out here to out there, and the nigga was in the club in Boston. Nigga shanked him up.
The first
said only thing saved Paul Pierce's life. She said I had them big ass Pele jackets, and when I first got to Boston, I didn't have no clothes, so I went and bought a whole bunch of stuff for the winter. And he said, so I bought a bunch of big ass heavy Pele jackets and like put hoodies under them and shit when I was out because I wasn't used to the cold. And he said because I had so many layers on, that's the only thing kept the knife from going like an inch deeper to kill me.
You know who else made me know? Like, I know we always talk about Patrice on here, but Patrice was one of the first niggas that Boston got
is a
real.
fucked up place. Yeah.
That nigga would talk about Boston. I was like, damn, it get real as fucking Boston.
Yeah. Like, and Benzino too. Benzino,
yeah. I mean, every place got an area to get nasty. I would never like, yeah.
He from Boston, but like niggas sleep on Benzino. I know niggas see Benzino from that Love and Hip Hop shit. Go back and listen to the Locks tell stories about Benzino and the Made Man and the fight they had backstage at a Locks concert.
Because I didn't even know. Like I said, I know when I first seen him, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he was on a TV show, but I didn't research. Yeah.
Benzino is a real nigga, and the main man out of Boston. That's the nigga. Go Google them niggas. But nevertheless, he gets to Boston. He links with the dude who's gun runner, drug kingpin. So dude says Aaron eventually asks him for a gun because Aaron says that people in Boston keep trying him and he tired of it. So he tells him like, you don't have to do that. Like that ain't what you're doing. You're a millionaire. You don't need to get involved with that. So he says eventually Aaron gets a gun. And he's like, you don't know how I get it. I don't know if he said he gave it to him or like, but Aaron eventually gets a gun. So one night they're out and the fucking two guys in the club spill a drink on Aaron. And they say dude was like tripping, like mad about that. And so they say the black dude was like, I tell Aaron, let's leave the club. We go to another club. Yeah. It just so happened while we was leaving and going home, we see the guys in the same parking structure that we in. We park in the same parking garage. So Aaron like, there they go, follow him. So I'm following him, and Aaron pulls up. When we pull up on side of him in the car, I'm driving. Aaron reaches in the glove box and pulls out a gun and pulls up on side of the dudes and was like, yo. He said the guys didn't hear him. Then he said Aaron said, yo, again, and then shot into the car when the dudes turned around and killed both of the front seat dudes, and then there was a third guy in the back seat that got shot. So they say that nigga did that, bro, and then 2 days later, he signed that contract for 5 years, $40 million. This nigga's an active Patriots player, like really on some shit, like really being a valuable asset. I think this is maybe even after that Super Bowl run.
Because didn't the wife get the money?
That's something later on. That's another conversation. But he like, so this is after the Super Bowl run, I think. So he's Aaron Hernandez. Like after that giant Super Bowl that they lost, that he almost won with the touchdown. People don't remember. People only remember that they lost that Super Bowl. He scored a touch. They were down in the fourth quarter. Tom Brady did one of his Tom Brady drives and scored a touchdown, threw the pass to Aaron Hernandez. And people don't remember that's when Aaron Hernandez did like the cooking thing. I don't know if y'all remember he used to do that whole season where he would do like, because he wanted an extension. Aaron Hernandez was projected as a first-round pick that didn't go into the fourth round because he had all the problems at Florida. So because of that, for those that don't know, in the NFL rounds 1 through 3, you get guaranteed money. You get guaranteed money. You get the real contracts. Anything outside the fourth round, more times than not, you will see talented, troubled players go in the fourth round because it's not guaranteed money, but you're still getting. That's like the first round of unguaranteed people that like you can take the troublemakers and shit because if you cut them, it don't really cost you nothing. Yeah. So he got taken in that fourth round. So they got him at a steal, veterans minimum. He's making like $500,000 a year. Yeah. After those first 2 years where they go on the Super Bowl run and he's a very like valuable asset, they decide to get. But that whole year he kept doing like the money thing, like you know in the strip club where you tossing money. Yeah. He kept doing that every time he scored because he was basically telling him like, pay me, like give me an extension, like pay me. So he did that in the Super Bowl, and after the Super Bowl he got the extension. But it came 2 days after the nigga did a double homicide. So they take the car that they did the double homicide in, park it in his cousin, who's basically like the nigga's mom at this point, like basically raised him his whole life because him and he never went home no more after that. He lived with her basically. So she raised this nigga from like 16 all the way until he was an adult. Yeah. So he takes the car and parks it at the cousin's house. So that goes on. Aaron Hernandez lives his life. What happens is this nigga goes to Florida now with the drug dealer dude, the same dude he committed the double homicide in Boston with. They go down to Florida back to Gainesville. So they go to Tootsie's. They go to Tootsie's in Florida. So the nigga tell the story like, Aaron Hernandez shot me in the eye. And they was like, what the fuck? And he was like, yeah, we go down to the strip club. They were in the strip club. Aaron Hernandez seen two white dudes with short haircuts. So he was like, oh, them the feds. Like, it's the police. So the nigga was like, if the police is following you, Aaron, it's because of that dumb shit you did in Boston. He said that made Aaron mad. So Aaron Hernandez decide that he gonna kill dude now for that.
Yo,
so the nigga say we leaving the club at like 5 a.m. Nigga said we leaving the club at 5 a.m. I'm in the car, been drinking all night and all that, so I fall asleep. I'm in the back seat, I fall asleep. Nigga say I wake up, it's a gun in my face. He said, so I put my hands up to like defend myself against the gun, and the nigga fired the gun, shot me in the eye. That's the guy in Florida they talk about that he shot and lost the eye.
Bruh.
That's his name Alexander Kelly. So after that, now the nigga goes, that's the guy in the second trial that was the key witness. So if y'all don't remember, fast forward, now we get to Odin Lloyd. Odin Lloyd is his sister-in-law's boyfriend that he kills. This is the guy who sparks all of it off because he kills this nigga but dumps him like down the street from his house. But the nigga dumps him in the area in his neighborhood, and they're like, this nigga the only Aaron Hernandez, the only nigga this nigga know in this neighborhood. So the first person we going to talk to is Aaron Hernandez. So this is what happens. He apparently some people said at first they thought that Aaron Hernandez killed this nigga because Odin Lloyd found out about the double homicide in Boston. Mm-hmm. Come to find out, now they speculate that Aaron Hernandez killed him because he found out Aaron Hernandez was gay, and he was going to tell the sister, and then he was going to tell his girlfriend, who was in turn going to tell her sister, who was Aaron Hernandez's fiance. So they speculate that that's what it was about, the actual murder. Regardless of that, what happens is the two guys that he meets at his cousin's house. Oh, this also happens. They get this nigga. The Patriots had to get this nigga a secret apartment. So they had to get him a secret apartment because after he shoots the drug kingpin, he's still a fucking drug kingpin. Yep. And he's still a gun runner. Mm-hmm. And so he sells drugs, so he has a crew. And he sells guns, so he has guns to give to the crew. And the niggas on the documentary was like, yo, without a doubt, this nigga had means to kill Aaron Hernandez. So this nigga goes to Bill Belichick and tells Bill Belichick and the Patriots. He said, yo, it's a nigga in Boston that's trying to kill me, and he can kill me. Can you please trade me? Bill Belichick said, no, we'll get you an apartment.
Aaron ran down on professional murderers. And Bill Belichick over there said, hey, man, these wins is you could die.
Nigga, listen to me.
Die after we win.
This is how you can't say that a nigga didn't know about this. They said the nigga went to Bill Belichick and told him, like, yo, somebody's trying to kill me, and they have the means to kill me. I need you to trade me. You said nigga Bill Belichick told him, no, we'll get you an apartment.
Bill Belichick
got this nigga an apartment, just a regular ass apartment on the second floor because they was like it would make it harder for them to get to you to kill you. They just can't run in your house.
Bill got serial killer demeanor himself. You just see him look him dead in the face. No, we're gonna get you an apartment.
The concussions make this nigga crazy.
I would say it's like the concussions mixed with his trauma, but yeah.
I know when they say when you get like CT.
Okay, so I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to it. Hold on. So I just want to tell you all the shit that the nigga did so you can understand everything before you take that into consideration. Like, we got to look at the real, because they made it really seem like the nigga killed Odin Lloyd. Mm-hmm. But when you go through this nigga's history, and it's like he's a closet homosexual, and not that we accredited that to nothing, but for some people that's a trauma that you have to deal with.
There we go.
Not being able to be your real.
It was like his
being able to be your real self, basically. Like if you live with parents that don't let you speak your mind, eventually you're gonna go crazy.
But that's what Chardon was talking about, because I want to say she watched at least part of it, but she was like how the dude in high school, like you said, said we were gay, but she was like the difference was you could tell old boy from high school just I'm gay because I'm gay. But when you look back on like Aaron shit, it's like I'm gay because I had a lot of shit happen to me. Like it was out of my...
But even when he was young, his brother tells a story. His brother DJ tells a story about when he was young, he wanted to be a cheerleader. And they said like Aaron's dad...
I thought he was
No, he was never touched.
Chardon said something about like they had a babysitter that touched him. I don't know if that was a thing. I don't know which documentary or which thing that was in, but there was something that came out about somebody. I don't know. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it yet.
They had cousins who were cheerleaders, and they dressed Aaron up as a cheerleader one time because Aaron wanted to be a cheerleader. But he wanted to be a cheerleader, his big brother says. Like that's what he didn't want to be a football player. He wanted to be a cheerleader.
That speaks to an unsupportive environment.
But yeah, his dad, they said his dad was like a man's man and shut that shit the fuck down. And then of course, like, you know, his dad was one of them dudes, ex-football player, get drunk, come home, beat on the family, do all that shit. Said one night he came home, slammed Aaron's mom's head against like a sink, and knocked her out. So like he had that.
Check on your mental health, people.
So on top of so he had that trauma. But then on top of that, like when you go the punching incident where he punches the manager of the bar, then you have the shooting incident in Florida where the chain snatching incident, then you have the double homicide in Boston, then you have the shooting of the drug kingpin in Florida, then you have the Odin Lloyd murder, then he gets in jail, then he has another fight where he beats up a guy that basically the guy was in the cell above Aaron and would constantly yell down and yell crazy shit at Aaron. So one day they were transporting the guy while Aaron was out for rec. Aaron walks over and beats the shit out the guy.
Hey, this a cold motherfucker. I ain't
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, take all of this into consideration before we start the sympathy and empathy thing for Aaron Hernandez.
I ain't never had it for a nigga like this.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't even know if it's necessarily like sympathy or empathy from my part. It's just
because we do have to look at his trauma and understand that like mental illness does come into play. And I think right now is I understand that, but I think mental illness is one of those things right now that is evidently present in his story, but it's also one of those things that at this time in America and just in the world that's something that evokes a lot of the first thing niggas say. People now you do some often people abuse it, so now it's because it's one of those things that strike a nerve with people and such a serious things that you can cry wolf on it because people won't know if you're serious or not, and people are not gonna like shit on you just in case because they don't know. You fuck around and end up just committing suicide. You on some Demi Lovato shit. Demi Lovato just a heroin addict. Yeah. But every time
she die?
No.
Oh, I thought this nigga said she committed. Oh, I mean, I'm not a fan
no,
like
but what
that.
I'm saying is,
like, damn, nigga, that's crazy as fuck.
No, what I'm saying is, you just you abuse the like you like to do. Okay, you like to get high, and you have a problem with that. But just be like, I have a drug addiction. Not my mental and I'm just I'm dehydrated.
Like, I got anxiety.
Like
and shit,
that, like
so
you see Famous Dex. That nigga Famous Dex fall out and have a seizure and just I'm kicking the car. I got him and Rich the Kid, all the niggas. They have seizures for no reason. Just
no reason. Lil Wayne.
All of them. Like you see them niggas and they be the first niggas that be like, I ain't no dope no more.
Yeah.
I got new diamonds. I ain't no dope no more. And then 2 weeks later, the niggas be somewhere on the stage having a seizure. It just happens.
Yeah.
But like that mental illness shit is just like niggas use that shit for other shit.
Yeah.
So, but my whole point, that nigga was really fucked up. Like he really had trauma personally that he just inherited. And then so basically with the old Lloyd shit, they say it was because of that. He goes to pick old boy up, telling him like, yo, I'm gonna pick you up. And they had like footage from the club the night they were out, I think. And they was just saying people was like, Aaron got really irritated with Odin out of nowhere. Like they was in the club chilling, and the girl that he was dancing with was like, he pulled me and complimented me and everything. We was dancing, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, he's just in the middle of the song, like middle of the dance, just like pushed me to the side and just like got mad and walked off.
Bro,
what they call that? They say when you do that, you got what's that shit called?
Like you like bipolar schizophrenia? He's bipolar?
Not bipolar, it's the other one.
Schizophrenic?
Yeah. They say when you go from happy to sad.
Yeah. Just the mood swings are evident in a lot of just like mental illnesses. Like I feel
like a lot of people have mood swings though. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mood swings are evident in like menopause and just different things. It just comes with
like the severity of
exactly.
But I don't know about she bad. I can't let that ass go.
But anyway, that's what ends up happening that night, and they say that he drives.
Booty is the cure to bipolar. I feel you,
my shit.
They had that one night, and so the next time that he picks bro up, he calls him like, yo, we going out tonight, I'm gonna scoop you or whatever. And dude's like, all right, cool. So he texts Aaron at like 12:30, like midnight. He was like, yo, bro, like we still going somewhere? And so Aaron texts him at like 2:30 in the morning and was like, yo, I'm on my way. And so the nigga picked him up at like 2:30 in the morning, and they said he had the two niggas in the car with him, and he just drove him to like a little secluded area over by his house. And so they like was smoking in the car, I guess. And so they say the first shot, the nigga Aaron fired in the car. And so he shot the nigga in the car. And nigga like got out the car. Was like, what the fuck? He was kind of like trying to run. And he turned and he shot. Aaron shot him again. And nigga fell. But then he said when he fell, he was trying to get up. And they said he shot and it like went through his head and came out his spine. And that paralyzed him. And they said after that, dude was on the ground. And said Aaron just shot him the last 2 times. And that's what actually killed him.
Damn, true psychopath.
Yeah, and they said like nigga Aaron Hernandez just like left one of the first shot he fired, the bullet shell was still in the car, and they said that the nigga like just returned the car with the bullet shell in there, and then he had some like blue bubblicious bubble gum that he was chewing and like one
shit like that is what makes me think that he was kind of like
this nigga in a movie.
But like it's crazy because I take it like not to give him like in no means give him, but it's just like I want to kill you right now. I did it and I'm done. I'm like that nigga shit is his shit is not clocking right to me.
That's when now we fast forward. He goes to jail. He commits suicide. They examine his brain for CTE. This nigga frontal lobe was basically non-existent. Your frontal lobe is where you make all of your like your decision making, your anger management, and they're like they showed that nigga brain, bro, and it was the difference between like the bottom of this, like the difference between these. Like this is what the normal hole in the brain might be. Aaron Hernandez shit was probably like 4 or 5 times the size of just like
it's obliterated.
Just had air,
clear
and space in between his fucking.
Man, when you watch that shit, you gonna
crazy.
they showed the nigga actual brain.
And they said when you got what's the name?
That nigga
again?
brain
CT what?
It's just CTE. It's
Yeah,
just
they
CTE.
said when you got that. 'Cause I was reading it. Saying like you can go like you just get mad out of nowhere.
Just
Yeah.
a complete
Frustrated.
severe.
Yeah,
You don't have no.
I had moments I woke up like, what the fuck? Like I'm on one, and I'm like, why? But then that could make sense. That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah, fuck football.
Yeah.
Fuck football.
Yeah,
Man,
so,
but
like-
in that sport,
But bro was really just in like he was just a different type of like.
animal.
Yeah, he was a murderer, nigga.
Yeah.
That nigga was
Like fuck the bullshit.
Yeah,
Like,
like, he-
yeah.
he wasn't the nigga that killed somebody. Like it's a
And
difference
he
when
was
you a
killing those like weak people. He killing kingpins and shit. Like this.
Yeah, but I just think that it
bro.
just sounds
Everybody.
like, yeah.
I mean, with the exception of the niggas that he shot in a double homicide, they said they was just 2 like dudes that just he ran into in a club and they just so happened to just get killed. But
it
everybody
sound-
else
yeah.
is a gangster. Like the nigga that they said who tried to snatch was a drug dealer in Florida. The
I
nigga who
wouldn't
he shot in the
call-
eye sold drugs and guns.
Yeah, I wouldn't call anything like open shut, but you can definitely like as just pedestrianly as we're talking about this. There's no way you couldn't trace this back to CT because his decisions are like, I'm mad now, you die, and he does it. Like,
Doesn't
there
think
is
about
no-
the idea of like
Yeah.
this nigga runs a certain area of this city and supplies them with drugs, guns, and money. And I am here with my
Nope.
daughter and my wife
And like her family.
and 2 niggas. Just 2 niggas that used to be at my cousin's house doing PCP and smoking weed. And now these are the niggas that are protecting me against a drug kingpin.
This nigga need a motherfucking movie. I ain't gonna lie.
He got
He
it.
doesn't.
Yeah, he's-
Oh, he doesn't?
No,
Nah.
because
You
he
got
gets he
enough.
do a movie. Somebody got the rights. That I mean, like I my heart goes out to this nigga family, but like let Aaron Hernandez be.
yeah.
Let that nigga rest in peace.
That was a cold motherfucker.
Dog.
He was cold. But you ain't cold?
What? That nigga was. And people
Yeah.
talk about. You want me to tell you how cold Aaron Hernandez
And he was
is?
rich.
You know how cold Aaron Hernandez is, nigga. He's so cold. We don't know about him. We don't hear about the nigga. Do y'all understand the NFL? If the NFL, all right, so certain shit. When a nigga is approaching 2,000 yards in the NFL, one of the 5 people who've done that in NFL history is O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Even when niggas talk about that, they will still list O.J. Simpson's name. They will still show O.J. Simpson's picture in the game. You know how they show like the game and they show like the 5 niggas? They'll still show O.J.'s picture.
They not
You don't
showing
see
this
you don't
shit
see
at all.
Aaron shit at all.
You don't even see them talk about Aaron Hernandez. When the last time you heard a nigga mention Aaron Hernandez in the top tight ends in the top? Aaron
I
Hernandez,
forgot
what?
the nigga said.
Let me tell you something. We talk about Travis Kelce. We talk about George Kittle. And I'm a 49er fan. We talk about them niggas didn't have shit on Aaron Hernandez. Y'all don't understand how cold this nigga was. This nigga was somebody who played every running back in the Patriots, play every position in the Patriots offensive system, which is renowned for being one of the most complicated offenses in the NFL. If y'all don't remember, the Patriots went to a Super Bowl and Chad Ochocinco was on them niggas team and played 6 plays in the Super Bowl because they said Chad could not get the playbook down.
Damn. And this nigga did the whole playbook?
Not only did he do the whole playbook, I don't know if y'all remember the game in Denver where they put the nigga at running back and they pitched the nigga the ball and he broke for like 50 yards and scored a touchdown from running back. They put him at running back and just threw him a regular pitch and the nigga just hit the hole like boop, made a move and got on for 45 yards.
Like it was high school then. Cold motherfucker.
The nigga played tight end, he played receiver. Gronk was, dude, go back and look at the nigga stats from the year that him and I think that rookie year, him and Gronk. He missed 2 games and still had more catches and more yards than Gronkowski for the season. Gronkowski was not the guy on that team. Gronkowski became the guy by default because Aaron Hernandez.
Ride or die shit.
No,
But Gronk was not the guy.
ridiculous. Yeah, he was a ridiculously cold motherfucker. It's
Like
it's a
ridiculously
trip,
cold, like a freak of nature.
Yeah, he is.
You
like-
look, and you look at this thing like
6'4", 230, and like ran a 4.5 and could really get out there and like move and had game speed
No,
and
like,
could
I look at
move.
this and just wonder, like, the brain is some weird shit because, like you just said, the craziest playbook, all the complexities come with the NFL, but you can't regulate not
The
to
ill
murder
shit,
people.
but this the ill shit though, bro.
yeah, that's just wild.
They
to me.
said that was the best thing for Aaron. Everybody who met Aaron said Aaron needed structure. Aaron, they said the guards in the jail said it was the weirdest shit when he got to jail. Said the nigga acclimated to jail immediately. We don't see that. We put him on suicide watch because they said Aaron Hernandez went from a 7,100 foot mansion to a 7x10 cell and moved in without a problem. Didn't show no signs of like
He was crazy.
being. They said the nigga didn't show no uncomfort
for him. Like
took the nigga into the rec cage, bro. And they said every day Aaron was working out, and they asked Aaron because he's smiling and working out in jail, and they said the nigga was never sad in jail. They asked him like, bro, you know you were in prison. He said, no, I'm not. I'm in training camp.
That's not funny. That nigga crazy as shit.
Nigga, I wish I was there for you. I said, nigga, you stupid. Nigga, I'm tired of you, nigga. I'm sick of you. You one of the greatest talents in the world.
But that go back. No, why would you be mad at him for that?
Nigga, you'd ended up dead.
That's the first thing you tell niggas, right? Ain't that the first thing you tell? Like,
that nigga would have killed you on the spot.
That's the first thing you tell somebody, though, bro. When they go to jail, they can trap your body, but they can't what?
What?
They can trap your body, but they can't
trap your mind.
Can't lock your mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you could, hey, nah, you can. If you were on some like Buddha shit, yeah, you good. He was
But bro,
shit.
so when we meet niggas that's the highest level of that, why we call them crazy?
Well, he was crazy because he's killing people, but like.
But what I'm saying, if you can compartmentalize to the point where you can go like, that's what they was saying is that when he went to the Patriots, that was the best and worst thing for him. It was the best team for him because of the structure of the Patriots, but because of the end, exactly the location.
I'm not even gonna. I don't even want to call him crazy.
So they was like, when a nigga was with the Patriots, that's why the Patriots loved him so much. They was like, he was a perfect Patriot.
He a damaged nigga. Like, he literally had brain damage.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's a...
But this shit is just the wildest story, bro. And it's like, you got to really...
That nigga colder than me, and I'll never say that.
Oh, yeah, you got it. No. He was a monster.
Hey, once I say somebody colder than me...
In the best and worst ways, bro. Like, y'all got to go back, and for those who don't know, and for people who might just be watching this story who didn't watch football, go back and watch Aaron Hernandez's football highlights and see how good that nigga was. And then you'll understand how big this really is and the magnitude of how much the NFL has gone, how far the NFL and popular culture has gone to wipe him out of the Rolodex.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to go back and see how good he was and look at his numbers and look at what he did.
But like
do not.
And then compare him to players today. And his numbers are still better than some of the top guys today.
That's great.
And then you will understand the level of how big this thing really was when you find out that this guy was a goddamn quadruple murderer.
Quadruple. And he ain't killing no females. He ain't killing little kids. This motherfucker
is killing grown ass men. Like
tough niggas.
Like, yeah, niggas who can hold their own. Like, the fuck? Look, the nigga who he shot in the face, the drug dealer who he shot in the face, when they put this nigga on the stand, his defense attorney walked up and read all the nigga charges. They was like, you have attempted kidnapping, like distribution of drugs, possession of a firearm. Like, all these cases were pending at the moment. The nigga had like 5 cases that he read off pending, and the nigga listened to it like it was a grocery list. He said, yeah, that's all of them. Yeah, that's it. That's me.
Damn.
The nigga just read his charges off like it was a grocery list, and the nigga act like he confirmed the order at McDonald's. He was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you got it right. You got it right. That's how much is it?
He blinded like a real life villain. Like, that nigga had a real rap sheet.
Like, if you could say this is probably the most evilest nigga on the planet. That nigga was kind of low key.
The niggas, the detectives was like, the detectives that like interviewed the dude that he shot was like, nah, we interviewed that nigga. He was a real gangster. They was like, he was a real gangster. Like, it wasn't no doubt about it. That was like, it wasn't like he was no playing gangster. He wasn't playing. They was like, that nigga had got shot one night somewhere that he was out at the strip club and got shot in the leg. The same nigga was out at the strip club and got shot in the leg. And they said this nigga came back with a gun and just shot the whole club up, just shot the window up and emptied the clip and just left. Like, didn't walk in the club, just walked to the front of the motherfucker and the door was locked. So he said, fuck it. Bang, 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 and emptied the whole clip just into the club. Just whoever got killed because y'all locked the door. Y'all should have opened the door so I could have killed that nigga.
And shit is wild.
And this is the nigga that this nigga shot. They was like, oh no, this nigga was gonna kill Aaron Hernandez. Like, he had the means to do it.
Shot me in the eye, you nigga finish me, bro.
And they said that the police came when the police they showed the nigga, they played his interview when the police came to the hospital to talk to him after he got shot. And he was like, yeah, the nigga who shot me an asshole, but I'm not finna talk. And they was like, why didn't you talk to the police? He was like, because I wanted revenge. I didn't want to talk to no police.
Yeah.
He was like, I knew what I wanted. He was like, I had other plans.
That's crazy.
Nigga just said it in court.
That's foul.
That's crazy. Hey, let me tell you something. The coldest story ever. I know you think he won't get a movie, but he will, because everybody get a movie. You see all these serial killers getting documentaries and movies? He's going to get one.
No, he is, but it's going to take a minute. It's going to. We have to cycle out.
Like 20 years later.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. His shit, because this is why you'll never be able to get it. This is why.
The Aaron Hernandez movie?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you. This is why you'll never be able to get it. You'll never be able to get it because of this, though. The NFL.
Okay, that might
The
be
power of the NFL.
Yeah, they won't look
People
bad.
forget that a deflated football case from the NFL went to the Supreme Court. Do you think about that?
No.
Deflategate, where Tom Brady was
Yeah,
throwing
the football
footballs that were underinflated, went all the way to the Supreme Court. That was a 4-game suspension in the NFL. That was his repercussion, and it went to the Supreme Court of the United States.
Yeah, he ain't getting no.
Do you know how the Super Bowl became a nationally televised
The president, right? Y'all told me the president.
Exactly. So
I'm now thinking it like.
okay. So guess what?
That is the United States. Football is definitely the United States.
So guess what?
And
The
it becomes
NFL
Canada?
don't want. Let me tell you something, bro. Like you know where I work.
Yeah.
Them niggas, that shit,
Tighten up.
bro.
That
That video ain't ever. That movie ain't ever. That shit. They would have to say that he play in a league that ain't got nothing to do. They would have to. That movie would be so watered down.
bullshit. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, I think
you wouldn't be able to that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't be able to convey the gravity of the situation because you have to get people to understand what the Patriots were at that time, what the Patriots dynasty is, and what he played to that part for the Patriots. Yeah. He was Tom Brady's key. He took Tom Brady to a Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, period. I think that's a better point. The documentary, from what I'm hearing, you can focus very much so on like Aaron Hernandez. You can get really deep cuts to what he did outside, but like the movie, you know, the shit that's gonna draw the people is the Patriots, and the Patriots. I don't want no fucking part of that shit. Yeah, y'all cut that shit all the way off
because it's not even
like they went as far as like news reporters at the time wasn't allowed to be on Patriots property and mention his name. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like they would have to, if you wanted to report, you would have to go like way across a bridge where you got the stadium in the background. But the Patriots wouldn't let you say that nigga name on Patriot. Like if you did a report and mention his name on Patriot property, that wasn't flying, bro. Cease and desist immediately. No,
right now.
You know
right now.
Right, because if it was like a regular guy doing this, he'd be like, okay, you going to jail, he dead, whatever. Since he played football and on Patriots. You almost got a ring. Did he get a ring?
Like, not even that far. It's the Patriots. Like, we got to think about this. Ray Caruth did the same thing. Ray Caruth was playing for the Carolina Panthers. Ray Caruth was a wide receiver that was playing for the Carolina Panthers. He messed around and got a side chick pregnant and put the side chick in and murdered her.
He noosed her, right?
Yeah. He murdered. Nah, I don't think he noosed her. I think he just like shot her. No, he hired her. Like, basically, he put a hit out on her, got her killed.
He did some crazy shit, got caught.
Yeah, but the baby still ended up being born. But Ray Caruth went to jail for 20 years. He just got out of jail, I think, like this year, last year, I think. But my whole thing is people forget.
Why you want to kill her again?
She was a side chick. She was like a stripper that he was fucking around with that got pregnant, but he had a family. And so he didn't want the baby. But the whole point is this. You've had these things in the NFL before. Like you've had somebody murder.
Kid probably got issues. That's crazy.
No, he's like mentally, like for real. Yeah. No, he has a real.
Oh, I didn't know. Like I just
because his mother was. They had to.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Do like an emergency C-section because they found.
Oh, that's crazy.
They found the body of his mom, but like he was still alive in her, so they did the delivery.
Yeah, that's bad.
So okay, so when his mama died, when he was like coming out.
Yeah, she was still pregnant with him. Like she was like third trimester. He
tried to get rid of everything.
Yeah, he was about to, but the baby still survived.
Tough motherfucker right there.
Yeah. Okay. So he does have like a mental illness, like not a mental illness,
disability.
Disability, yes. Yes. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Nigga, so I can tell him,
but that's what I'm saying. Like you got something like Ray Caruth. You have mad shit that niggas don't talk about in the NFL that has been these stories, but like nobody has been wiped from the NFL like Aaron Hernandez.
I mean, how can it be this many horrible people in the world? Like
what?
Like how? Like
what?
I get how.
Nigga,
like,
it's
how?
horrible people in a 10-mile radius of us, let alone the world. Like
that's crazy.
This the horrible people we know about, my nigga. Like it's countries.
You work with niggas, bro. You interact with niggas on a daily. That's probably worse than these niggas.
Oh yeah, I know, and I can see it too. Like after a while, like, oh yeah, you a creep.
You gotta think like, bro, it's countries that are full of just. Crazy shit that happens on a daily basis while we in here recording or some shit. It's somebody right now getting a limb cut off or some shit or whatever.
Like not even that, bro. Like when you got to think of the places that America go to war with and shit. Like these niggas be 9 years old with AKs trying to fight our grown ass soldiers and shit. Like they're child rebels. Like when you hear that shit, Africa and the Blood Diamonds. You look at the Sierra Leone movie, nigga be really.
I know that because I seen in Iraq the dude had a big ass chopper. He got hit with a sniper though. Boom. I'm like, he just dropped. The kid picked it up. And was
that was an American sniper with yeah.
No, real life.
Oh, real life.
He was like, pop. I'm like, what? And the kid picked it up. Like he was like 7, and he just. I'm like,
Yeah, and with them, like shit like that, that's real life. You can like, I wouldn't even want to figure out how to unpack that trauma because that's not even like, it's not like they recognize that's your everyday shit. Yeah. So you wouldn't even recognize that this is fucked.
Yeah, you don't even know you fucked. That's like niggas who like born into gangbanging. Like, can you imagine niggas that's really born into just being a gang member? So now you never had a choice of like, is this right or wrong? Do I even want to do this? You just born into it. Niggas is just, this is what you know. This is what you being taught. So you don't have no capacity for this is wrong. Yeah. Until you learn something else. But more times than not, you never get out that environment. You never learn nothing else.
Damn. These questions are like my favorite / weirdest thing now.
What time? How much time we got left?
We got like 20 minutes.
All right, let's do the questions. Yeah,
it's not a bunch, but it's never from motherfuckers like
asking real questions.
I mean, like I guess a couple real questions. Like it's a bunch, but it's just like, I don't even know how to like say their names. Bodybuilder 9001 said, "What's your dream job?" It's a good question, but like I was caught up on the name.
Thank you, Bodybuilder 01. I don't know. I'm not here for their names. It's just a great question. I appreciate your participation. Dream job would probably be, you know what, I probably would say I'm living my dream job at this moment. So I have, at this time in my life, is actually funny. I'm recalculating my dreams right now. Like I just turned 30. I'm probably peaking at like where I work now. Like I work in IT. So like I worked at NASA. I work for the NFL now. And like I'm peaking at, I guess, my dreams as far as IT goes. Like it's no other places that I could think that I want to work. Aside from like maybe going, only other two places I would think, but I would have to move, and that's just not where I'm at right now in my life. So I might just have to leave that office, either Apple or Google, actually in Silicon Valley though, or moving up to Capistrano and working for Apple. And those would be the only two things I could probably possibly do left at IT that I would still want to do. So right now I'm probably recalculating my dreams, and I really think I want to focus completely on entertainment. So
that's where I was headed. My dream job is turning this into something.
So yeah, that's where I'm at.
This is the dream job. Once this just becomes something I can make a complete living off of, and whatever, and like, and kind of like you're saying, like with this has come obviously more goals than we thought of when we first initially thought this. So in my mind, that is part of the job. Whatever, like if it was based off this, but it turns into, you know, like you started as a radio dude and blah blah blah. So that to me. That in reality though, like I guess
I don't know. I'm like this is without a doubt.
Whatever. Like because I'm here. Like,
the plans me and TJ, the plans TJ and I have.
So like whatever. If I make my passion my job, that's my dream job.
Yeah, exactly. Like the things that me and you have planned.
That's definitely my dream job. One day I want to host a Grammy too. I got a whole lot of shit.
You want to host the Grammys?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a stupid ass dream.
No. This is my dream. I'm saying like.
But I would like, but even
no, that's still stupid though. But I get what you're saying though. I don't know. Like I heard Dave Chappelle say that. We was like Kevin Hart told him he wanted to host the Oscars, and he was like, "That's a stupid ass dream." But all right,
it's a whole story behind why I want to do it. It's not like
it's still I get it. I don't know. I don't want to host that shit. I don't give a fuck. But like I don't want to. I don't know. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like I don't give a fuck about award shows and shit. Like I'm the worst nigga that's like award show season.
So I got a list of people I want to say fuck you to on TV.
You're not gonna be able to say it on the Grammys though.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna get cut off.
Okay, you just want to show ass. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm like you. Remember I say you would get that job and you like blow it like on like. Channel 7? Yeah, I'm like,
gotcha.
Okay.
It's not about the. No, I don't care.
One of my favorite accounts on Instagram for thanks Gorilla Strength. That's not a question. Crazies wins.
Credit to TJ because TJ does all that shit.
Blessings your way. Thanks Crazies win. I am Tanya Nolan. Keep the good vibes going. We'll do our best. So those weren't questions, but I thank you all the same.
Still appreciate it though, man. Shout out to y'all. Thank you, all of you people.
If you could go back in time and change one thing, what would it be? From Near Hemo Fitness, NIR_Hemo_Fitness. If I can go back in time and change one thing, what would it be? I have a hard time with questions like that because
it's a lot of shit you could do back then.
Well, no, I just like who I am, so I always have these weird, scary thoughts. Like if you change, you ever like the butterfly effect? You change one thing and it fucks everything else up. So I guess I don't know, like if I could. if I don't know, because then if I change things, then I might not exist. Because your first thing be like, I'd stop slavery, but if I don't have that, I don't exist.
We would have started the show earlier. We would have started the show sooner. If that's the one,
you know
thing
what?
we could change.
That's a good one. I'll take that.
We would have
started earlier.
Sooner. Yeah,
because the only thing that to me stops the traction of this is not stops it, but just where we are now. If we did start earlier, where would we have
been already?
That's what I'm saying.
Without
so yeah, that's not bad.
That's it. That's the one thing. If I can go back.
Yeah.
And change it from when we had the inception of the idea, and it was something that could be done. We should have. That would be the one thing for me.
Yeah, that's actually not. That's really good.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need Instagram growth. Well, thanks. It's Misakima Saduda. I don't know how to say your name, but thanks for that. For the growth of Instagram. Stay positive and motivated. Thank you, Empire Kicks. Oh, all right. Kirsten asked when you guys are going to start a TV show. In the works.
Actually, yeah, ironically enough. We just in general, like visuals and things such as that, we're trying to get better at it. And if anybody, videographers that have time, like we're going to pay you actually real money. Like we're not going to pay you in gum or anything. So you can feel free to hit us up.
We're going to pay you in hugs.
Yeah, we're going to pay you we're going to pay you actual money, like real American currency. It's not worth what it used to be, but it's still worth something.
Well, for now.
Yeah. So, but no, without a doubt, visuals and we have. I don't know. Yeah, we have a production that's kind of in the works and has been in the pipeline and a lot of stuff actually. But just one thing that will easily be the first thing that we do is pretty much lined up to go. So very soon, I would say, by the summertime. I'm going to give myself a deadline on the show by the summertime.
In my mind, I feel like that incorporates way more, which I just personally would want. I don't give a fuck if that nigga has the Skype. I feel like that's where I like, because that's one thing Jay has talked about forever. That's where that motherfucker I would shine. Like.
I've started writing another show too. It's like a sitcom though, but I'm with everybody's creative shit.
It's
really pretty fucking funny.
Because that's what I was talking to before
very
we got on
proud
the show.
Family.
Shit, everybody's doing that shit. Fucking Elo finally dropped the Up. So
shout out Elo.
Yeah, so if y'all are in the mood, clearly you're here. You're in the mood for podcasts.
Shout out Elo.
The Up is on.
Elo is my
yeah, they're on YouTube now and Instagram. The Up podcast, and he's like, clearly doing the whole, takes a process to put everything where it's supposed to be. But yeah, they just pulled the trigger and put it on YouTube, and you can go see the niggas and listen to them and
do the whole experience.
Yeah, like I want to say one's a chef, one dude is a visual arts, and clearly Elo is like audio master. So.
Elo was my fucking roommate in college and also the dorm attendant, like the resident assistant for our dorm. And he used to let me smoke weed and just run bitches all through that dorm. Elo, I thank you, man. Elo been a real nigga for a long time.
Elo been a real nigga for like from jump.
And ironically, Elo is from a little ass town in Mississippi. That is like when I went to my first college, it was in Mississippi, and I know the town that he's from. So when we met, he was like, they told me he was like, he from this part of Mississippi. I'm like, oh shit, my nigga, I know where that's at. He like, for real? I'm like, yeah, nigga, I used to live here. He's like, oh, you really lived in Mississippi? I was like, yeah. It was just weird, but we bonded over that trash ass state. Shout out to Elo.
Yeah, Elo, I mean, like Mississippi doesn't have a lot, but it's produced some quality. It's giving me Crit, David Banner, Elo,
and Chris Brown.
Chris Brown is from Mississippi, from Virginia.
Oh, he's from, right. What the fuck?
What borders? What states are on the side of Mississippi? Georgia and Louisiana.
I think so. Or is it? Where's Alabama at?
I don't know.
I feel I thought it was on the other side. I feel like it's
Alabama and Mississippi right next to each other.
Yeah, I think it goes.
It's like one big asshole.
Yeah, I think it goes Louisiana, then you hit Mississippi, then you hit Alabama, then you hit Georgia. I think. Like I could have put up a map.
Georgia and Louisiana like some ass cheeks because Mississippi and Alabama is assholes. So we just close up the ass cheeks and close up them two states.
I don't know what the fuck you said.
Last week you said I'm about to go paint.
You said you about to go paint?
Yeah, I went to a paint and puff last weekend.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, so I have to show niggas these artistic abilities, bro. Niggas really be sleeping like I'm just a savant. Nah, bro, I'm gifted at everything.
That's what I'm talking about.
Do everything good, goddamn it.
Real quick.
You said what?
I can draw SpongeBob real quick.
Nah, not no SpongeBob. I really got down with the painting, bro. Freehand, didn't trace nothing. They showed a picture and I was like, whoop, wop. I was on my palette on my Bob Ross shit, bro. This shit was G as fuck.
Oh shit.
Look at me knowing what the fuck I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
so
It
close
is.
up. So we should just
Damn.
extend Louisiana and Georgia and lift up. Well, don't lift
Yeah.
up Florida.
You
Because we
should-
got too much
okay.
of Florida already. And Florida
Yeah,
crazy.
it could be if you could like merge Louisiana and Georgia and just saw Florida off.
Don't saw Florida off.
Just keep Miami, like keep the 3 cities, but everything else.
No, it's not. It's the people. It's the people. The whole, like the people. It's the fucking people, man.
Because I just like keep
The
Miami,
people
keep
of Florida.
Orlando, keep,
It's not
A lot of
the.
Cubans.
keep Tallahassee. They
No,
gave me
but
T-Pain,
I don't
but
know
just
who-
like
No.
yeah,
I don't know what we got to do with Florida. Florida
I
needs
don't
lotion
know.
like a motherfucker.
yeah. It's weird because Florida's giving me a lot of great shit and a lot of great people,
Why?
but I just
Everything.
it's just Florida keep
No,
doing shit.
but Florida, like man, look, Florida ain't
Where
got
does
no middle
Florida-
ground.
where does
Florida
Florida
don't have
man
no
stay?
middle? Florida don't have no middle ground. Florida is either fucking amazing and gives you great shit and great people and great
Yeah.
food and great
Or
culture,
it's fucking
but the
horrible.
crimes that happen in Florida are the worst, most stupid
Yeah.
crimes.
Wherever Florida man
Like
stays,
the
I just want to not be
underbelly of
there.
society in Florida is way lower than any other state.
It's
to
a
me.
lot of scammers out there.
Not scammers.
It's no middle.
It's a
It's
lot,
like
though.
it's
It's a
high
lot.
and low. There is
Yes.
no
It's no middle.
yeah.
Like the just the
Florida shit
the
peak like a
seedy-
motherfucker.
Man, Florida when Florida say they gonna Florida niggas get woo shit, man.
Yeah, that's a lot
No, that's
of-
one thing. Like even though I look at like when I think about
Like George Zimmerman, my nigga. George Zimmerman from Florida.
Oh, yeah, he did put a bullet in.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like Florida shit just be like, that nigga, this is Florida? Or the Orlando shooting at a gay club. Like that's Florida. Like you just be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the shit too lit.
Bath salts. Bath salts started in Florida.
Oh,
That shit,
hey.
niggas was eating faces.
Hey, them motherfuckers was lit. They
Yeah,
was
eating
on
faces.
one. They was like running the
I
car.
don't
All that
like
good
how
Cuban
excited you
food
are
and
about it,
seafood.
though.
Yeah, eating
Amazing.
faces.
Nigga
Oh, what's
was
up
drunk.
to eat a face?
Nigga ran
Where'd
to a
you
car.
buy
I
it?
said, yeah. Shout out to Florida, man. I'm gonna live out there one day. A little condo.
That's crazy. I'll visit.
I'ma punch
I'll visit.
I'm having
Like,
the alligator jacket on and shit. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna call the police.
that
on you.
nigga said
That's why
alligator.
I don't even know. I ain't even gonna know what you're doing. I'm just gonna call the police. Like he doing something. Me in
No,
Florida. Go
honestly,
get him.
yeah. If you flew to Florida, like y'all moving to Florida, I would wait till move day so they could just arrest you as soon as you touch down, just preemptively. Like, yeah, I don't like. He didn't do nothing yet, but
I'ma
just
put-
stop him from doing
I'm gonna
it.
put some khakis and a tiki torch in your bag when you fly, and I'm gonna tell him you in one of them. You going to a rally.
Yeah, bro. That's
I'm like, this nigga going to one of them little KKK rallies. You got a tiki torch and some khakis in his
you know what?
suitcase.
Black is
I
millionaire.
think Florida might be.
I'm gonna be like, he in the KKK on the exchange program.
You know what? What if Florida? Like, I'm looking at. I don't know why. Like, I'm really focusing on the stupid ass colorful map, and like trying to figure out what cities do what. But like, if is Florida like almost hype ass Nevada? Like, you know, all the fun of Vegas is right in. Like, fun of Nevada is like centralized right in Vegas. So I haven't been to Florida, but I feel like Florida, all the good is in
It's not
centralized
true.
parts.
You get like
and
you
all
got
the
Reno.
shit is everywhere
You got
else.
Reno in Nevada. You still got Laughlin. You have other places in Vegas. I mean,
Vegas-
other than Vegas,
but those like
Reno is like Reno is Vegas.
I never
Laughlin
really,
is Vegas.
I never. I've
No,
only
Laughlin
gone
is
straight
lit.
to Vegas.
It's still like a smaller version. It's like you got a lake right there. So
Okay,
you can
everybody
still
always
jet
makes
ski
Laughlin
and
feel like
boat.
it's just like not bad, but like.
But it's
because
because you have a lake there, and most people go to jet ski and boat, so it has that relaxation element. But when you
Okay,
go to
that's
Reno,
straight.
Reno is just a smaller version of like of Vegas. It's the biggest little city. That's the like actual like what it's named for, the biggest little city in the world.
I always think of Reno 911, which is not bad.
Which is
but,
like the dirt, but it's like it's the same thing as Vegas though. Like Vegas, people have to understand Vegas is just a fucking desert, so
It
it's
really
not a lot
is.
of spots in between. Nothing like you're riding. The strip itself is only 1.4 miles long.
Yeah, I didn't pay
It's a
attention
mile and a
until I
half.
got like grown, and was like, okay, I don't feel like being on the strip, and just would drive. I was like, wow.
I never like.
You've never driven out like outside of
Oh, yeah, I have.
Vegas?
Wasn't that like the weekend? One weekend we was there, right? And we had to like
that was
go
one
off
of
the
the, that was one of the
we went
first
off the
times,
strip.
and
Yeah,
we
went
I
off
was just
strip.
remember niggas was like, what the fuck is it? Take a dive when you get off.
Remember
this
we went to
motherfucker?
we had met some girls that was
Yeah,
from
yo.
Vegas,
and
it
niggas
was like we
real,
gotta go to downtown Vegas.
Yeah, and nigga, we left like
went
party
to
Vegas
Fremont
and went
Street.
to regular. We was like, hey man, lock this car.
No, we went to Fremont
I
Street.
heard it was like bad.
But what happened was we was with some local girls, so they was like, "We gonna pull up over here first at this little bar." Remember we went to like a
Yeah.
strip club that
Bro,
night.
we went like we
Was they
explored.
black?
Yeah,
One was, I know one or two were.
Just,
We explored.
it was like a mixed breed.
yeah,
and a black
but
chick.
yeah, we explored. That was one that we explored.
Oh, we was with
Vegas.
TF Third. TF Third.
Yeah.
TF Third linked us with him.
Dessert.
Yeah, so we ended up meeting the chicks, and then they just took us to Vegas, but it was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah,
like,
we was like, what is this? This
They
is
was like, it's
Vegas.
Vegas. And then I went one time with the homies, and I went with Kim and them, and Breezy cousin live out there.
Okay.
And she took us to Vegas and shit. And I was like, I don't want to fucking go to no damn downtown Vegas with the Fremont Street and shit. I was like, get the fuck out of here with this shit.
I don't do heat. I don't do no heat. Like,
I feel you.
How have you lived here like the past 2 summers?
But it's not Vegas hot.
It's not Vegas. Yeah, Vegas is different. Desert heat is different. Like we got structures and shit.
One day,
Vegas is hot because it ain't got shit.
I sweat so bad.
That make Vegas even hotter. Like not even just the geographical placing of it, but just the idea that ain't shit around that motherfucker. So it's nothing to block no sun. It's nothing to block no.
When they get hot, it be like, I'm like, nah, I don't really fuck with you. Like,
They faces when they
said, I don't like your face. Like
you kind of irritate me.
Look, man, you better sweat. Look,
like, it might be both.
it's Virg, baby. You better sweat
I'm
pretty
not
around
fucking
this
with
bitch.
Make
All
it
right.
cool.
Bitch, your hot face is ugly.
Yeah.
Bitch, fix your hot face.
Virg's like a pimp with regular
Virg
society.
really,
Like
Virg really.
you out here gonna sweat ugly? And I don't know.
He think he got a perm. Like he
Oh,
think he
yo,
got a
it's
perm and some silk shirts
Hey,
on.
let me tell you something.
Look at
What's
this
that
bitch
girl-
over
You know,
here sweating.
everybody has a
Hold
mental
this.
outfit. Everybody has a mental outfit. Like you have a way that you see yourself.
Yeah,
No matter how you fuck it, like you have a way that you see yourself when you ugly. That's why when people, that's where it comes from. When people be like, "Oh, I'm ugly right now. Don't look at me." You be like, "You ain't ugly," but their mental picture of how they look at this moment. I just woke up. I look twisted. You look a certain type of way in your head. Virg's mental outfit. This nigga is he is Huggy Bear.
Yeah.
When he first got out of jail, he got the platform shoes on with a fish in the heel.
Oh yeah, it's not a game.
And like he got theme music playing while he walking. It's just like,
Hey, oh, God, that's
if you
crazy.
want me to stay, I'll be around the way.
Yes.
He got a red light in the room on top of him. Like he just looked like a fucking dead president scene. That's what he looked like.
Yeah, Virg really.
I never thought about like how. I thought about that. Like everybody got like their view to what they look like. So, you know, like,
I know you got like Curtis Mayfield is really
Living in that nigga's soul.
deep.
You think you Rick James, but Rick is from a different time. You before Rick. Rick ain't smooth enough pimping for what you really like a. Where's my money, bitch?
Yeah, see, like
Where's my money?
This is the difference. Like Rick is like do a line coke. Virg is like I got that pinky now.
Yeah, you just a pinky of coke.
Yeah.
Rick is an uncomfortable amount of coke. You still seem like a cool amount of cocaine.
Yeah, you're like it's not even functioning. It's like you're a social. Like
Yeah.
we just got.
You the type of nigga that can sneak cocaine into a conversation. You ever see a nigga sneak a drug into a conversation that ain't supposed to be in there? Nigga be like, yeah, baby. So I was over there, and the bitch said, the bitch gonna tell me.
Nah, bro.
You
He like
wait, what?
I can see
What did the bitch do?
Virg would love to pull a priest. Like you want some of this, baby? Oh, yeah, this good.
Like Virg type of
what?
nigga that talk to the pastor. Like, look here, pastor. I had some money that I wanted to go ahead and donate to the church because the children need gifts, pastor. Pastor be like, all right, Virg.
goddamn movie.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
you. Like you see how that character just was
Yeah.
made. Like you are really that nigga, bro. That in the head, it's just a smoothness that go with it. That's just like,
like
a
that.
nigga can make shit that's not supposed to happen. You be like, okay, nigga, smoke your blunt in church.
And then like and I can see you like cutting it on like even that was episode. Oh, you gonna keep talking shit?
Yeah.
Like and then like when you could hit the switch too. So it ain't even just it's not
Like
even
I can
just,
see you hitting that switch and like slapping a bitch and then being mad at her, but not for what she said, but for the fact that you had to sweat.
Yeah.
Bitch done made me sweat.
The nigga said that shit earlier.
Bitch got Virg perspiring.
Honestly, we gotta find these sound bites because there's even Virg dropping out because you know the clitical, right? Like we got the clit'll grow. You gonna keep talking shit. It's layers to this nigga, bro.
Together your compilation of
I know. I never thought about it.
Yeah, it's just like Tiff. Like people, like Tiff always tell me, like if I would have been born at a different time, I would have been a pimp or a pastor. I probably would have been a pastor. You
think
would have
so?
been a pimp.
I don't know. The way you was in that car on your birthday, he said, I never give a fuck about a bitch. I'm like, if I ain't in front of his girl, I'm like, damn, this nigga
I could
gotta
easily.
go.
You could put that in. You nigga would never get the fuck about the devil. The devil would not. Like I could. No, that could work.
I would have been a pastor. You would have been a pimp. You would have been my little asshole pimp little brother that would have been fucking up the reputation of the
Great
church.
time. I was sitting right there clapping my ass away. Like, oh, shit. Stiff ass claps.
Beautiful sermon, pastor. Get your ass the fuck out of here, Virg.
Honestly.
Bitch, give him $20.
Bitch, put $20 in the collection plate. We're leaving. Come on, bitch. Run along.
Run a long bitch.
Run along, bitch.
I love y'all. I love
This
y'all. I
nigga.
swear. I love this shit out of
The
y'all.
voice and all. He's like, why is your voice so high pitched? You ain't never talked like that.
Yeah, you definitely like.
What Dushawn said, I never seen 3 things. And this what did he say? What did he say?
No, I said it's 2 things I never seen in my life: a unicorn and a bitch I need. That's it, baby.
That's what he said?
2 things in life I ain't never seen: unicorn. And...
He said another one. He was like, I never seen a hoe that won't hoe and a bitch that won't hoe.
A hoe that won't hoe. Damn, I forgot that one.
He had a 3rd one. I forgot the last one. I was dying.
What did he say?
Fucking funny. I'm like, damn, where the fuck you get that from? A hoe that won't hoe?
Oh, right, man, I have to tell you some shit about them niggas on air, man. Them niggas thought they was pimps one summer. It was the worst shit.
They did.
Fred had 2 bitches at the swap meet. It was a white bitch that Fred had. Man, Fred had some bitches. Man, my cousin. My fucking cousin had some bitches. He used to walk the strip on Long Beach Boulevard. My grandma used to live on Tucker Street. Fred used to have some hoes off Long Beach Boulevard. Then my granny moved to Harris, so we was still on. Like, we just went from one side of the swap meet to the other side of the swap meet. We went from Santana Block side to the mob side. You was too young. I don't even know if you was born. You might have been born. You was probably a baby on Tucker.
Yes, this is solely for
This
Virg,
is you.
man.
This is you, y'all. This is Virg.
We appreciate y'all listening. Another fire ass
Thank
episode.
y'all. This is the growth of Virg.
Right.
It's perfect.